Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. With the food security high on government's agenda, its input in the coconut industry is already reaping rewards, earning more than $2 billion in export last year.
Approximately $2.5 billion we have earned over the last year from coconut export, and that both coconut product and coconut water.
The Agriculture Ministry has been working to develop coconut nurseries and decentralize the production of coconut seedlings.
We are looking at a projected figure this year about 55,000 coconut seedlings to develop so that we can produce that for Guyanese farmers so that they can have enough plants.
Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell and Minister of Public Service Sonia Parag on Wednesday welcomed the arrival of Prime Minister of Barbados Mia Mottley and Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas Isaac Cooper at the Chedijagan International Airport. The duo was among a group of heads of government arriving in Guyana for the inaugural Agriculture Investment Forum and Expo, which started on May 19 and concluded on May 21. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senior Counsel Mohabir Anil Nandlal successfully defended the Nurses and Midwives Bill in the National Assembly, allowing for its passage. The bill makes provision for the registration and regulation of nurses, midwives, and nurses.
21st of December 2018. I hear the utterance greed for power. But Mr. Speaker, let me again put on the record that the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana allows for a no confidence motion to be moved against an incompetent and efficient government, and one was moved and passed. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, we are here today with this bill. This bill seeks to, we have to put a repeal clause in it for the record, because the current defective bill purports to be, on its face, a law of Guyana.
Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell also presented the condominium bill, which was also passed in the House. It seeks to ensure a structured and clear policy framework to guide the ownership and management of townhouses and condominiums.
Unregistration of a condominium constitutes immovable property and can be conveyed, leased, mortgaged, or disposed of as immovable property under both the Deeds Registry Act as well as the Land Registry Act, referred to Section 19. Owners of units will be issued with separate titles for each unit. A transport shall be registered in the Deeds Registry, and a certificate of title shall be registered in the Land Registry. I refer here to Section 20.
Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips emphasized the importance of the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to give my full support to the condominium bill, which our government has seen the need to prioritize and address urgently in order to bring yet another form of relief to our people. In this case, the 47 house owners who's been so adversely affected by the inactivity of the previous government.
Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, also ensured the Guyanese are no longer laced with producing and paying for revenue stamps on retail receipts with the passage of the tax amendment bill.
And as we all know, this requirement of affixing on paper receipts, paper revenue stamps, has been a requirement that has been on our law books since time immemorial. Over the years, this provision has been, the requirement has been observed, oftentimes more in the breach than otherwise. And this requirement has also been a long-standing source of perhaps I shouldn't say irritant, but it has been an issue that the private sector has raised from time to time.
With the amendment of the Juvenile Justice Bill, the backlog of cases and hefty expenses faced by the judiciary will be significantly reduced. The amendments will now see juveniles for very specific cases being charged jointly with adults. Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Charles Ramson Jr., championed this bill.
We have made one amendment which has two subsections. Those two subsections say that a juvenile may be charged jointly with an adult for indictable matters that cannot be tried summarily. That is one part of the amendment. Another part of the amendment says that if that is done, the court may take all measures that is necessary or appropriate. The word that is used in the amendment is appropriate to protect the rights of the juvenile contained in the act.
Government on Friday signed a US $190 million contract and turned the sod to commence the construction of the Linden to Marlborough Hill Road. Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashney Singh, said the project has been in the pipeline for decades.
Our vision for Guyana is one where if you are a farmer producing produce in Linden, you must be able to load your produce up and drive it unimpeded to Lethem and beyond to sell it. If you are manufacturing any item, you must be able to sell as easily in Georgetown and in Linden as you must be able to sell in Bomfin and in Boa Vista.
Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgell highlighted the investment opportunities that are being presented to the people of Linden.
I want you to envisage 100 trucks, containerized trucks, per day minimum, coming through from Brazil. They have to come through Linden. You better get your restaurant open. They will need fuel stations. They will have to be service. They will have to have rest stops. You know, if you got 100 trucks coming through with goods, that is only the business. But what about the tourists? You don't have enough hotel rooms in Linden to accommodate tourists that will be coming as a result of this road. It's time for people to make investments.
That's it for this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website, dpi.gov.gy, and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.